Hey guys, what's up? Today I'll be doing a BedWars tips and tricks. Uh, yeah. Today I am joined by myself. Again, I have no one to do this video with me. Um, cause I didn't really ask anyone. Uh, anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. There will be timestamps linked in the description. Uh, or you can just go to the time thing itself, this thing that is flashing up on screen right now, and like I guess use that. But anyways, hope this video will help you, and yeah, anyways, enjoy the video. PvP is not as important of an aspect such as bridging and game sense, which I will get into the later part of the video. You need to have good aim and know how to get people in at least a 2-hit combo. The basics on how to get someone into a combo is to sprint reset. By that I mean doing stuff like block hitting, W tapping, or S tapping. Doing this will not only allow to get people into a combo, meaning you combo them, but also will allow you to do more KB to someone and allow yourself to KB them into the void, or have them have some distance away from you, social distancing, so that you can like run away and to escape from them. Another thing that you need to learn about for BedWars PvP is to hotkey. And I know that you can use your scroll wheel, but but being able to hotkey gives you so much more freedom to swap between item slots effortlessly. You don't really need a hotkey for every slot in your hotbar, but at least have a hotkey for your weapons, aka your sword, blocks, tools, and maybe explosives such as TNT or fireballs. If you already have hotkeys for all your hotbar slots, it's okay. Maybe you're hot PvPer. I don't know. The hotkey to your blocks and your sword is the most important. Trust me. You don't want to be scrolling to your sword when someone sneaks up on you, and also don't want to be scrolling to your blocks to clutch or anything. I will leave links on how to do all this in the description if you want to learn how to do any of these. Building or block utilization is one of the most important skills to learn and most definitely master in BedWars. Why, you may ask? During your first rush, you can't afford to mess it up, and you want to gain as much of an advantage, because if you don't, it's going to affect you during the later part of the game. Stuff like speed bridging, clutching, and getting the high ground would majorly give you an advantage. Building your bed defense is not as important, but it will always be safe to build one, as the enemy breaking that 1 or 2 wool can allow you to save your bed. There's a method which is used in PvP, however I don't know what it is called, but it's like you take a block and place it right in front of the player PvP, stopping their movement and letting you get them into a combo. I hope I said that right, cause I don't really know what I don't really know what I'm saying. If you want to practice any of these, you could go to BedWars Practice. The IP will be down in the description, but there are a lot of game modes that you can practice from, and they will overall help you improve most of these skills, and by most I mean all. The next thing I want to talk about is game sense. So a brief explanation of game sense is know what to do and when to do it. That's all I really have to say for the explanation for game sense, and I can't really tell you much about game sense, as you really can only get that from just playing more. Like, just play more Hypixel BedWars and you would gain more game sense like over the course of you playing. There are so many scenarios where you need game sense. There are pretty much millions on ways when game sense is needed. For PvP, there's like a couple hundred. They are all quite similar to each other. Like, this guy strafes left, I need to strafe right, so that I don't know, go around the same direction so that I cannot get hit. But yeah, but for game sense, is a completely different ball game. Game sense involves map awareness, which mainly comes from gameplay. Like I said, an example could be you see a team go to mid and leave with emeralds multiple times. At this point, it will be safe to assume that they may have obby, potions, and maybe diamond armor or diamond sword if they were not smart. There are different observations that go on in the game that could help you know what is going on in the game. You also want to be looking in chat so that you know that who has broken whose bed and who seems good. If someone is taking out bits left and right, you can assume that they are a good PvPer, a good player, a hacker, or just a troll using a KB stick, which is just Zyph. That way you know you need to get stacked in order to take them out, because having game sense, you will know that, oh, I can't magically just do 20 KB or something. But yeah, you know that you won't be able to take them on in a fight if you had game sense. Mobility is another thing you need to learn. You may not have heard of this at all, and maybe it may be not the first thing that what you think it is. First off, BedWars is a offensive type game. Mobility is knowing when to move and where to move. Basically like game sense, but with moving. If you stay at your base and keep defending during the period where you're supposed to do your first rush, you leave yourself vulnerable to better players, as you're not allowing yourself to get more resources other than your base's generator. However, this is different in games where you do have teammates, unlike solos. Your very first objective when you start the game should be to rush the island that is closest to you. Maps such as Speedway and Airshow, which are relatively bigger maps, more big, I guess, than maps such as Lighthouse. You have to rush diagonally on those maps. This way, it should be safe to assume to buy a stack of wool to bridge, cause you have to bridge diagonally. Getting the high ground on the enemy team is very important, as this gives you the opportunity to jump down on them whenever you want and KB them off the bridge or whatever, maybe. But this basically just comes from PvP, which is sprint reset. This also shows that the different aspects of BedWars, one way or another, are linked to each other, because this is going with game sense, when to jump down, and also linked to PvP on how to KB them off. Item utilization is one of the most important aspects of BedWars. There are so many things that you can buy in the item shop, such as fireballs and touching without a bed is not as important if you have mastered the other skills needed, like the ones I've stated. But basically, you wanna stack up on diamonds and emeralds. With diamonds, you can buy upgrades such as sharpened swords and reinforced armor, or also known as sharp and prot. If you are not as good as a PvPer as some other players, you should buy prot, cause that lets you live longer. But if you are a good PvPer, you should buy sharpness. But this is all up to preference, cause if you want to die quick, just buy sharpness. But if you want to kill quick, also buy sharpness. Prot doesn't give me a purpose sometimes unless I've already bought sharp, but usually I don't buy prot myself. I'm dumb, I know. Another thing about clutching is that you want to prioritize diamonds and emeralds as the first thing, and knowing where your enemies are as second. You can easily do that by getting the emeralds and buying a tracker. If they come within 40 or 50 blocks of your wherever you are, you can definitely see it by at the right on top of a hotbar there's something saying what number meters. If you follow these steps and know how to clutch, you can be the worst player ever and win the game. Trust me, I've not known about this for quite some time, but once I figured this out, I was winning. My winning games percentage went up by like 20-30%, so it doesn't really improve it, but there's quite a significant amount that you can see. The last thing I want to talk about is decision making. This would determine the outcome of your game. This really is similar to game sense again, cause yeah, I don't really want to explain. Decision making involves you knowing who is good, who is your biggest threat, and the chances of you surviving when you go up against that biggest threat. Let me give you an example. I am very stacked. Another guy is not as stacked, but he's taking out bits quite a lot. I see him God Bridge. Knowing this, having game sense with me, I know that not a lot of God Bridges are good at PvP because they spend more time focusing on bridging. However, my chances of surviving are quite high because I'm very stacked. Remember that. So think about it. Am I going to survive against this guy, or is my decision making wrong? The answer is it is not wrong. That chance is basically very high. And what I just had there was critical thinking, which is also part of decision making. Do note that thinking strategically and thinking ahead is extremely important, just like how I just did it. Like game sense, your decision making improves by playing more, cause by that I know that God Bridgers are not good at PvP, or that's just a common fact that I have not known for quite a while. If you master all these aspects and skills, you'll be able to become a BedWars master. Disclaimer, I am not a master in BedWars, but I do know all this from research and gameplay. Also, some of my friends gave me advice. This took very long to make, so if you even just subscribed and left a like, it will make my day. That's all I have to say. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope the video helped you, and anyways, have a great day. Peace.